For many cattle-producing families, horses play a key role in their operation. But to be effective on horseback, it's critical that both the rider and horse are comfortable enough to get the job done. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter brings us the story of how saddle makers work to fit horse and rider together.
As any cattleman who works on horseback knows, your saddle can make or break the performance of you and your horse. And a proper working saddle isn't about looking good. There has to be the right combination of form and function.
If you're not comfortable, it's like wearing shoes that are too small. If you're not comfortable in what you're using or having to work with, this is their computer, this is their desk, this is their chair that they sit in all day. If it's not comfortable, they're going to be agitated from the start, and they'll be agitated when they get done.
Casey Cooper is one of the managers at Teskey's Saddle Shop in Weatherford, Texas, and an exhibitor at the annual Texas and Southwest Cattle Raisers Convention. He works closely with his customers to help design saddles that fit a cowhand's needs.
We have a really good ranch saddle program. We build a lot of working cowboys, their saddles and tack. Quality Trees is where they start, with good leather, good craftsmanship, solid hardware is what we use to make sure they have something they can work with. We just try to pay attention to detail, make sure we get what the customer wants and we get what fits your horse. You can over-design a saddle, you can put things that just don't go together, and with experience I try to steer people in the right direction so they don't build something they won't like and I can't sell.
A saddle is made up of many different parts, and each one can be custom fit to a cowboy's specifications.
This is our association saddle. We probably built the most of these for our ranch working cowboys. This saddle right here, these are the swells. They're going to be about 13 3/4 to 14 inches. If you're riding a young string of horses that might be bronchi, it's nice to have big swells. You lock your thighs, top of your thigh, underneath each side here, and it just gives you leverage. This is the horn of the saddle. You need a good horn to rope off of. Some cowboys like them low. It's basically the lower the horn, the lower center of gravity, the better it is for your horse. That way the pull of the rope doesn't really hurt. The taller the horn, the higher your rope, the higher the pull would be, the stronger the force. Coming back here, this is the cantle of your saddle. Two different options on the cantle. This is called a pencil roll. A lot of your cowboys prefer a Cheyenne roll or a pencil roll. This one right here has got a 4.5-inch cantle. Younger cowboys seem to like the higher back. Some of the older cowboys seem to like the lower backs. It does keep you in the saddle. Combined with the swells, if you have the cantle, the swells here, you can kind of lock yourself in if you're riding a bronchi horse. These are your skirts, your back housings. Simply, all this is just aesthetics. This is hand-tooled basket weave pattern with a rope border, double-stitched outline. These saddles have 6 long saddle strings with rough-out side jockeys and fenders. The rough-out gives you grip. It helps hold you in, it grabs your jeans. Over time, it will smooth out. As you can see on some of my used saddles that I have, it kind of keeps where your leg goes and it keeps you in position.
A lot goes into the design of a saddle, but at Teskey's they know it all starts with the highest quality materials.
It's the tree. You've got to build on a good solid tree. We use wood rawhide covered. I won't say you can't break them, but they're hard to break. And the other thing is using good leather. We use Herman oak leather, we use C2C leather. All that's real important, that you use good leather. It's not going to crack. We pre-oil all of our saddles. They can take the weather conditions that these guys ride in and use them for without dry rotting, cracking, without being conditioned.
It isn't only about the needs of the rider, it's also essential to fit a saddle properly to ensure the horse is comfortable too.
One of the biggest problems you have today is people get saddles that don't fit their horse, and we actually offer for anybody to bring their horse to our store. We'll fit several saddles on your horse before we ever start to make sure we actually build you something that's going to work for the horse you're riding. If a saddle doesn't fit your horse, he's going to be uncomfortable, he won't work, whether it's in an arena, whether it's in the pasture, gathering, whatever it is, he'll quit working for you because he's uncomfortable.
At Teskey's Saddle Shop, they want each customer to be able to ride and work in comfort, and more cattlemen are seeing the value of investing in a quality, properly fitted saddle.
These are really great people that we get to work with out here. They actually use the product to make a living. They really understand why they need to have good quality products. They'll buy a nice saddle because they want to have the best equipment they have to do the job they've got to do.
And when you've got the right equipment, you and your horse can perform at your best. Reporting from Texas, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.